Joining us now is a man who has sharpened the blade over the last 30 years.
Yep.
His record currently at the University of Alabama is 201 wins and 28 losses.
That's pretty good.
Is that good?
I think so.
7-time national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, a man whose team is in the college football playoff. Sorry about it. Head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban.
Yeah! What's up, guys?
Coach, how we doing? Where are we today? This isn't the standard office here.
It's not standard. We're recruiting, so we're in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Just got here in the FBO and looking forward to visiting with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you taking time during your travels. So this is real. So college football. We're coaching football, and then when we're not coaching football, we're on the road recruiting. You're the greatest of all time. I assumed that you'd be able to FaceTime, Zoom, not have to be. You're in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let's go, Coach. Still got the fastball.
Yeah, got to do it, man. I learned a long time ago that I wasn't great at coaching bad players to play good. So the key to the drill is getting good players. So that's why we're here.
Okay. Well, we hope that your hunt in Chattanooga, Tennessee is a fruitful one. And if anybody was to have Coach Saban walk into their school and be like, would love to have you on the, how would you say no to that? I mean, I hung this thing up as soon as you signed it. I'm 36 years old. So anyways, let's move along here. Coach, you have the opportunity now because your team is SEC champions. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats, Coach.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You have the opportunity now to continue your season. And there's a new goal or a goal that you've had all along, but a new focus, which would be another national championship for yourself. There's been a lot of conversation about this whole thing and your team making it in there. Have you heard that? Do you have any opinions on it all? And how have you addressed it when other people have asked about it all?
Well, my responsibility and obligation is to our team. So I did the best job that I could to promote what we've been able to accomplish and winning, 11 straight games or whatever, beating the number one team in the country in Georgia. And we're a different team now than we were earlier in the season. So that was my obligation to our players and our team, and I'm proud of them for the way they responded to it. I'm proud of them the way they played in the SEC championship game. But everybody needs to understand, and my phone's been getting blowed up from people who didn't get in, as if I'm responsible for that. Look, we've been on the other side of this. We've been on the outside looking in. We've been the team that didn't get in. We've been in the fifth place team. So we kind of know how it feels. And I actually feel bad about it because there really are a lot of teams this year who could make an argument to say we should be there. And I get that. And I feel great for our team. Our team's worked hard. I'm glad they have the opportunity to do what they have to do, play another number one team in the country in the Rose Bowl. That's a great opportunity. They worked hard for it. But I also have compassion and feel bad for the teams that have an argument to get in the playoffs that didn't.
It's a tough setup. Power 5 is how they describe it, and there's only 4 spots. So it's a flawed system to begin with whenever it comes to potential fairness of champions. We're all happy to get to 12 team next year. I think you've had different thoughts and opinions on it all, but I think people forget that maybe you were a team that was left. Nick Saban, because literally your name is a lot of the. You think they're going to leave Nick Saban out of the college football playoff? It's like they have. That seems to get forgotten about. So I appreciate you handling that like an absolute gentleman there, Coach. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, I'm curious about your schedule as far as your prep. Does it change anyway now that you're hopefully going to be playing 2 games compared to maybe the old system in BCS when we're just eyeing 1 game like a national championship?
Really, I think the first game is the most important because there's always a different. How many days do you have between games? And this year it's a 7-day turnaround. But initially, when I was younger as a head coach, I think we probably tried to practice our way to the game, which meant we had intermittent practices while we were recruiting and all that. And what I've kind of learned through the years is the best way to do it is have the players work out, have no, sort of technical practice type things. And then when you start the practice and get ready for the game. So we'll have 7 practices before Christmas, take 3 days off, have a regular week when we get to California. And then we got a 7-day turnaround this time. And, when we played Clemson, when we played Oklahoma and Miami, I think in 2018, and then we played Clemson out there, it was really tough. It was like a 9-day turnaround, but to get back from Miami to be in Tuscaloosa for 3 or 4 days to fly to California. So we learned a lot from that. And hopefully we'll do a little better job of getting ready for this game, flying to the West Coast than we did for that one, because we didn't play very well in that game.
I saw you talk a little bit about, growing up in the coaching ranks in the Big Ten, so the Rose Bowl obviously hold it in high regards and everything like that. This is a huge, massive game in the Rose Bowl. I mean, the college football playoff the games are going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of. Are you telling your team this is just like any other game? And what are you relying upon from like the last 11 games, more specifically the SEC championship, going into these big ones with how you're talking to your team?
Well, I think our team still has a lot to prove. There's a lot of naysayers out there that think we shouldn't have gotten the playoffs. So, we have an opportunity to prove that we have to do that. And I really think that they know they're going to be playing a really good team. They just played the number one team in the country. They're going to get the opportunity to play the number one team in the country again. So I think their expectation of the quality of player that you're going to play against, what you have to do to prepare to play against that player as if he's going to be the best player you played against all year, is kind of the mentality that we used in the past. And I think it works in this scenario as well. So they know what the challenge is. And hopefully the key to the drill is to be able to focus this passion that you have and this energy that you have into positive execution. You got to have confidence and believe in yourself and trust and respect and your ability to do it, but also your teammates.
It'll catch up.
I think it's important to be able to do that and to keep that right mindset to be able to do that so you can play your best football when your best football is needed.
Yeah, and you've only gotten better this year. I think that has been the big conversation about the Alabama team, is it's like every week you see actual growth. And it's like, here's the buzzsaw. That's why the Georgia test, I think, was a big one for all of us to see. What do you think of that team after you played them? 29 straight. They lose one game. They're not in.
Yeah.
Back-to-back national champions, they're not in. Like, that's a banana situation as well. Did you talk to Kirby after the game, and what were your thoughts on their team?
Well, I just talked to Kirby briefly after the game, and, but look, I think Georgia's got a great team. I think they're one of the best teams in college football. I don't know who should have got in, who shouldn't have got in, but I know it was a great game. It was a really competitive game. The players played hard. It was a very physical game. It was the kind of game that if you're at Georgia or Alabama, that, that's why you came there to play in games like that. So it was a great venue, the SEC championship game. So, I'm proud of the way our team competed. We weren't always clean in the way we that we played in the game. We made some mistakes. There's some things that we could do better, and we want the players to focus on that. But we also want them to gain confidence from the fact that, that they did make plays, they did control the line of scrimmage, they did do some good things in the game that we need to build on.
Yeah, quite a momentum builder, I'd say.
Yep.